The book's doing excellent. We couldn't be happier about the sales. I tell people all the time that I thought it was going to be taken well because it's a book done by a patient through a patient's eyes, the struggles that I go through daily, and it helps out other patients and caregivers and family members, because a lot of times, a lot of these facilities, nursing homes and healthcare workers that come into your house, they don't see the patient in earlier stages. They see them in the later stages, and they need to know about this disease. You know, there's more to it than sitting in a wheelchair and staring out a window that you have sometimes in the later stages. I tell people all the time that you get tunnel vision. I used to be able to hold my hands out and see the tips of my fingers. Now I can't even see my shoulders. Yeah, that's one of the side effects, or I don't know what you call symptoms.
Peripheral vision.
Peripheral vision, yeah. It's getting worse, and if someone doesn't know that and they walk up to the patient, you know, from behind or the side, it startles them, and that's the reason why, because they can't see them, you know, and things like that. There's a lot of things I go over in the book, and then also just tell about the daily struggles of this disease. There's it'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. It's a roller coaster ride, but it's a very good and easy read. It's on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and we have it on our site, whileistillcan.net. And like I said, the sales have been great, but more than that, it's the awareness that it's bringing. I've gotten hundreds of emails, and all the reviews that it's getting. I'm hoping to get it picked up by Simon & Schuster. Is what we're shooting for. We're with a real good publishing company now, but Simon & Schuster is the big one, so we're hoping to get it picked up there. And then I wanted to tell you about Sam. I had an opportunity to check on some dementia service dogs for a lady that's on Memory People. She was asking about one for her father. And I had some time to kill, so I did some searching on the internet, and I found a place called Dog Wish. And I contacted the guy that runs that in California. His name is Bob Taylor. And he was telling me all about it and what it boils down to. They do have dogs that they train for dementia patients, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, epilepsy, the list goes on. So I told him I knew someone was interested, and I was asking the price, and he told me what the price was, which was a little exorbitant. So I didn't post it on Memory People. I just had them get a hold of Bob. And then lo and behold, later on that day, he called me back on my cell phone, and he said, "Rick, is your wife, Phyllis June, is she on board with this dog?" And I said, "No, you know, we don't have that kind of money. I'm just being honest with you." And he said, "Well, if that's the only factor, it's a done deal. There's a person on Memory People that's already paid for the dog and the training. It's already taken care of." And of course, I was stunned, to say the least. I hadn't even told Phyllis anything about it. Now I got this dog, and well, I called her. She was running the squad, and I called her, and I couldn't even hardly get through it without choking up. And well, she just couldn't believe it, you know. And I still can't believe it. Sam is a year-old German Shepherd. He has been trained somewhat already, but he has to go through 6 months of intense advanced training. There's 8 different levels for a service dog, and he's in level 5 right now, so he's got to finish up 3 more levels. He'll be arriving, we'll meet Bob at the airport, Columbus Airport, mid-August or early September, and I just can't wait. I mean, it's going to change my life drastically for the better, of course. We've been told that ABC Dateline is they're on board with doing I don't know whether it's going to, I'm assuming it's going to be an hour show, because they're not only going to be at the airport, but then they want to come here to the house and bring a film crew and do some segments with Sam and I, and different parts of Coshocton when we go into stores and things like that, which we're real excited about, because that'll certainly bring awareness. we've had that done before. We had a film crew here for a documentary last year for about 3 days. So I've been through that. It's nothing easy to do, but I can get through that, and it'll be challenging, but I'm looking forward to it. I just don't want a bunch of commotion at the airport because I don't do commotion well, but there probably will be, but it'll be good commotion, I guess. I do drive. It's a big thing that I worry about. I don't drive. I drive about a mile. I drive about a mile or a mile and a half at tops over to Lafayette, in and around Lafayette. And then maybe once or twice a week I might drive down to Coshocton. Always in the daytime. I never drive at night. And Phelps June does all the driving. She has for probably 15 years because I was in EMS and law enforcement for a long time and had to drive for a living. And I just don't care to drive. So when the time comes that I can no longer drive, I'm saying right here and now that it's not going to bother me. However, when, I don't know. That's in the future. I couldn't, who knows. If it happens next month or 6 months or next year, I don't know what my reaction will be. But I'm very adamant about that. When I'm told that I can't drive, I'm not the type of person that's going to go out and just do it anyway. First of all, it's against law. I mean, to be documented through a doctor's and they'll get a hold of BMV and things like that. So I'm not about to put myself or anyone else in jeopardy financially or to hurt someone. I'm forgetting simpler things now, just around the house. Like I was trying to, I was doing some power washing the house the other day, and I couldn't get the power washer. It wouldn't work, and here, I didn't turn the water on. And the mower, I'm having trouble. There are about 3 steps to start our mower. Sometimes I just can't figure that out. And things that I've done that are in my long-term memory, but for some reason it's becoming difficult. I cut down some trees here in front of the house, but I used a handsaw. I wasn't allowed to use a power saw. I'm not allowed to use power tools when Phelps June's not home. So that was exciting with a handsaw, but we got it done. But it is it's a stress thing. The doctors and neurologists, everybody I've been to says don't be around stress and don't get stressed out and things like that. Well, when you can't remember something, that's stress in itself. So it's like a vicious circle, And I try not to get stressed out about things, but just every day trying to remember things. We sit at the kitchen table every morning and we talk, and Phyllis says, "You remember just this morning?" She said, "Oh, I
did it again."
Did it again, yeah, because I don't remember. I mean, I just don't. She just has to remind me because I couldn't tell you what we had to eat last night. I mean, I don't know. It's not important, but this is how I explain things. I don't have my yesterdays. I don't have any of them because I don't remember them. I can't plan anything for tomorrow because I'll never remember it. And everything you do tomorrow is because of what you did today. You get up first thing in the morning, you got to obviously go to work because you remember that. Or you might say, "Well, I got to stop and get gas because I remember that." There's certain things you remember all day long. And I don't have that ability to, I don't go around the house doing dumb things on purpose, but it just happens. I've left the stove on more times than I want to count. I left my Jeep run in the garage for about 4 hours one day.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've done a lot of things that...
nightmares, are they getting a little worse too?
Horrific nightmares. I don't know why. The doctors don't know why. They put me on Depakote, which is seizure medication. I don't have seizures, but it's supposed to make the nightmares better. And so far that hasn't worked, but...
It did for a little while, but...
Yeah, for about a week or 2 or maybe 3 or something, but they're back. I don't know. Just something that I have to learn. Well, I hope I don't have to deal with it or learn to live with it because they're horrific, but the good thing about it is I don't remember them. They wake me up, and in the middle of the night I've been, almost violent. I mean,
kickboxing with somebody.
yeah, and it's scary. It just terrifies me because when I wake up, I don't know where I'm at, what's going on, and I'm what do you call it? I'm sweating real bad, and I don't. It's not good.
Phyllis, how has your life changed over the last 6 months? Has it gotten any better, any worse?
A little bit worse at times because of his memory and trying to keep better track of some of the stuff he does, like the stove. He thinks it's been a long time and he just left it on the other night. So it had, little things like that I need to pay more attention to. I paid attention before, but now I need to pay attention because, and I think I check up on him a lot more now. I remind him more of when he wants to do something. I remind him of it more, and he always says, I know, and then 2 hours later, he's like, well, I forgot, so I just kind of let it ride, I mean, it's nothing that's earth-shattering. But when it comes to meals, he says, he can't remember what he had to eat last night a lot. I noticed too, and I'll have to remind him of this now that I didn't have to before, he'll forget to eat. I mean, he just forgets to eat, so I have to remind him of that. But as far as, we try to stay on that routine of supper, by a certain time at night, and because it's to stay within that routine, basically. Bedtime's the same, we go to the camper, that's usually about, the same time, and come home at the same time. Everything just, we try to really stay on that.
I wanted to mention something. Of course, I forgot. But we hadn't had a vacation for a couple years. So this year we decided, we went down to Nashville about, let's say, a month ago. And spent a week down there. And when we got in the car to leave, Sunday morning, I think it was, or whatever, and we was on our way, we picked up a couple friends of ours, and they went down with us. And everything was fine. Phyllis was driving, and we had fun, and it was a good thing. But when we got into Nashville, we stayed at Hendersonville, and when we got to the house, I walked in that house, it was like somebody hit me with a 2-by-4. I thought, what in the world have I done? I couldn't believe it, because with this disease, everything has to be, in the same.
Familiar?
Familiar, yeah. I didn't even know where to put my toothbrush. It was just craziness. I mean, obviously the bed wasn't the same, the bathroom wasn't the same, nothing was. It was a whole, and it was just terrible. It was a terrible experience. We had another couple with us.
When you first got there, but I think it kind of, after our first couple days.
After our first couple days, it settled down some, but then it hit me again about Thursday and Friday, and I was literally sick.
We didn't come home the day we were supposed to because he was sick.
Yeah. And it's just stress. That's all it was. It's just, it's overwhelming. And matter of fact, the couple we was with thought that I was mad at him or something. And it has not, but see, it has nothing. I wasn't mad at anybody. It's just the disease. And that's something that I really try to stress to people, that if you're thinking about taking your loved one on a vacation or a weekend getaway or something.
Doing something out of the norm.
Out of the norm, yeah. Make sure, you just prepare, plan. I mean, I should have thought of that. It never even crossed our mind. We won't do that again. What we'll do is small trips here around Ohio, maybe a day or day and a half, 2 days, where I can get back home if need be.
And actually, if it had been just Rick and I, we would have probably come home 2 days before we did.
Yeah.
Just because, the buildup of the stress, I could tell it was getting worse on him. To the point where the Friday it was really bad. So we stayed another day to get him, so he wasn't sick anymore, and then we left on Saturday morning. So, like a lot of people go on vacation and it's nice to get away, but it's always nice to be home. Well, we could have been home a little bit sooner. It would have been nice.
Yeah, I know, but here's the honest truth. People tell me all the time through Memory People, we have like 2,000 members now. And I'm very proud of that. I mean, I'm not trying to diminish that at all, and I never would. But it's not Rick Phelps. It's not at all. Sure, I started this out from this dining room table the day after Thanksgiving or something like that a couple of years ago. But if it wasn't for all the other people that's on there and the interaction that they do with patients and caregivers and family members, it'd be me sitting there talking to myself, you know. I knew when I set this up what I wanted. I wanted something that was instantaneous because of this disease. You can't wait for answers. You just can't, you know, you got to have them. And I also knew I had to have help. So we have what we call the people that help me. What do I call them?
Your administrator.
Oh, administrators on memory people. Leanne James, she's my right hand. She takes care of everything. And we have a set about 15 other people that monitor. We have about 12 different sites now, and I just can't. You know, it's getting harder for me to be on memory people all the time. I can't read the longer posts anymore, and I don't post on them because I'm not sure what they say. I just can't. And then as far as the book was a dream of mine about 1.5 years ago, and I knew what I wanted to do with it and to bring awareness and to talk about this disease from a patient's perspective. And I'm glad I did it because I couldn't do it now. There's no way I could do it now. I did 300 or 400 hours worth of recordings, and well, it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that were sent to the writer to be able to put it, you know.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen now. And then the song that me and Dan Mitchell collaborated on, again, you know, if it wasn't for Dan, I mean, he's the man. I mean, me and him, we go way back, and he's like a brother to me. And when I asked him, I had an idea about this song, and he said that he's been thinking about it, but he just didn't know how to approach me with it. And but we got that done. So with this disease, that's why I say while I still can, because I don't know if I can do this for 3 more months or 3 more years. See, that's the deal, you know. So I try to get, you know, I want everything done yesterday.
And then it's interesting that you brought that up, because in research and everything and talking to people, some of their loved ones will come up with this inner ability to do stuff that they've never done before. You know, like I know the one person, I believe it was her father, he started drawing once he got the disease, and he's this wonderful artist now. And he never knew he had the ability to do that. And Rick and I were talking about that the other day, and he said, I haven't found mine yet. He says, so I hope it comes along real soon. I said, well, you have. And your ability in which you have that you didn't realize you had is memory people. Because I said the same thing you said. It was meant to be. You know, and everybody thinks you're so, you know, you just thank you, but they don't realize, like Rick said, if it wasn't for them, and they're just as much help to both of us, you know, as memory people and Rick is to them also, you know. So I tell him that's his newfound ability that he didn't know he had.
Yeah, what she said.